Hi, today I'm going to be showing you how to create interactive videos to help increase learner engagement for your students using Playposit. When you first log on, you'll see the screen, which kind of acts as your home screen. Over here to the left, we have a taskbar. The first icon that I'm going to click on is my account settings. Now, when you click here, I want to draw your attention down here to the bottom where it's showing to sync settings. Here, this is where you will be able to sync your Google Classrooms. The next icon that I'm going to click on is this icon here that says My Bulbs. So you might be asking yourself, well, what's a bulb? A bulb is an interactive video created in Playposit. You're able to transform any video into an active experience for students by embedding questions, images, audio, or other media elements. The next icon we have here is folders. In the folders section, this is an area where you can create folders to organize the bulbs based on the topic that you have created. The next icon that we're going to be looking at is another area where you can sync your classes from areas like Google Classroom or Canvas or whichever tool that you use. We're going to come back and discuss this area a little bit later. The next icon is pre-made bulbs. This is an area that I want to focus on in order to search for bulbs that are already created. The next icon that we're going to be looking at is giving you the option to upgrade to a Pro version. The Pro version offers some additional features that are not offered within the free version. The next icon will give you an option to log out of the account, and the Help button over here on this side is going to give you an option to do a search for questions that you might have if you're having difficulty. I'm going to go back to the icon for pre-made bulbs because if I can find a bulb that is already made, this is going to save you some time. Now, after I click on pre-made bulbs, I'm going to come over here to my screen and I'm going to have a list of all of the bulbs that have been created. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go over here to the search menu. And here a window will pop up where you can enter in your keywords. Now the topic of my search is going to be nouns. Now if you know the creator's last name of a bulb that you're specifically searching for, you can enter that here. Here I have tags, where tags are user-generated keywords that are going to help you filter your topic. So if I come down here, let's just say I'm going to be searching for English. And then I hit the target audience, which the age group that I'm going to be working with is 3rd through 5th. Here, if I wanted to enter a subject, I could enter a subject, or if you had a specific YouTube URL, you could enter that there. Now here I have a little toggle button that says Show Classic Bulbs Only. Now this area is for bulbs that were created before the website was updated to Playposit 3.0. So I'm not going to mess with that right now because that's not important. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit filter. Now, if you notice, with the filters that I entered, I didn't have any data that came up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take off English. So I had a few that came up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take off 3rd through 5th. And when I took off 3 through 5th and English, notice how I have a larger selection of bulbs that came up. So here you'll be able to do a search and go through some of the videos that or bulbs that were already created. I really didn't see anything that I was interested in here, so I'm going to go to the next page. You can search here. Again, see which bulbs you might be interested in. And I'm going to go ahead and click on All About Nouns. And whenever you click on All About Nouns, it's going to give you an option to preview the bulb, export the worksheet, copy the bulb, and if you preview it, you're going to be able to see exactly what's on the bulb. If you export the worksheet, this is going to give you an option to copy down all of the interactions or the questions that have been asked within this bulb, which might be a good thing for you if you decide that you want to print that out, so that way the students have a copy of the question as they're working through their bulb. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on Copy. Now here, you're going to have a window that comes up that's going to ask you if you would like to copy or keep the same name of the bulb that you're going to copy. And you're going to either hit Copy and Edit or Copy. I'm going to go ahead and click on Copy and Edit. That way, if I want to make changes, I can make changes. Now, here you are being directed to enter the designer page. So I'm going to go ahead and click the designer page. Up here at the top, you'll notice that it's just asking you, did you know? And if you go back and forth between the arrow buttons, you will be given just little tidbits of information that'll help you along the way. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter the designer. Now, here is where we are going to make the changes that we need in order to create the bulb that we would like to create. Now, the first button that I'm going to click on is going to be video segments. Now, here's the video that is already put inside my bulb, but if I wanted to have the option to add another video, I could click add video, and then I would be able to do that there. Down below, you will see the template gallery, which will allow you to add options such as adding learner feedback, peer review, pre and post assessment, or a pop quiz. Now, if you look up here to where it says interactions, on the interactions, you would click on interactions and you will be able to see the questions that were already added. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. Now here's where I see my questions. Here I'm going to see a toggle button which allows you to drag and reorder the questions. Then when I click over number 1, I'm going to see that this question or interaction is a free response that the students will have to type in a answer. You'll see that the question or interaction will appear on the sidebar, which is right here, and this will appear 23 seconds into the interaction. Next, you're going to see a 3-dot icon. When I click on the icon, I'm going to see an area where I can edit the question, assign a point value, duplicate the interaction, add an interaction before this interaction, add an interaction after, move the interaction forward, or delete the interaction. Now here's a list of the interactions / questions. So I'm going to go ahead and go through those. And when I get to the bottom, I see a couple of interactions here that I'm not really crazy about. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to delete those. It's going to ask you if you want to delete. I'm going to hit delete. Not crazy about this one, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And now you are able to preview the list of questions that you have available. Now here you're going to see under questions the type of interactions that you can add. Now under questions, you'll see multiple choice, free response, poll, check all, fill in the blank, or discussion. So these interactions are typically questions that you can grade. Now, if you look under annotations, annotations refers to the interactions that are typically ungraded, like the reflective pause and web embeds, which you can use to provide more information to your learners or provide an external file download. Down here at the bottom, you'll see templates. Templates refers to a set of interactions which Playposit has pre-formatted for your convenience to illustrate interesting ways to add interactivity to your bulb. Now, when I go back to look, I have only about 5 questions. So I think I want to go ahead and add another question. So I'm going to click on Add an Interaction. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose a multiple choice question or interaction. And when I click here, I'm going to go ahead and add a question. Now here's where you're going to be able to add your responses. Now, once I have my answer choices, I'm going to go ahead and click Done. Here you have a list of options to where you can add for the interaction to jump back to a certain place within the video. You can add audio if you wanted to ask your question. You could add or insert images. Here you have the insert an equation. You can change your font to have a bold setting. You can change it to have italics. You could have numbered list, or you could add special characters or toggle between the features. Now over here off to the side, you have a settings button. So if you click settings, it's going to give you the option to go ahead and mark that as the correct answer, add feedback if they choose a wrong answer, again, jump back to a certain point within the video, or just to go ahead and delete the answer choice. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the correct answer choice, which is telling me that a noun is a person, place, or thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit done. Now, if you'll notice that it added my question, what did you learn about nouns, to the very beginning. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit my question or my interaction. And here up at the top, I have the placement of my sidebar, which is just letting me know that this is going to come out on the side. My interaction is going to come out on the sidebar. But I'm going to go ahead and add timing or look at timing. So I want this interaction to appear at the end, which my video is about 3.8 seconds. So I'm going to add that right here to the end of my video, and I'm going to hit done. Now you're going to have the option to go back and review. Now, here would be the place where you could go back, and if you wanted to change the name of your bulb, you could do that here, which I don't want my bulb to be copy of all about nouns. I'm just going to go ahead and backspace here. So that way it says all about nouns, grammar for kids. Here I could enter in my objective, which says the student will identify what nouns are. If I wanted to add tags, I could do that there. My playback options or privacy. So here when you look at privacy, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this bulb is public, which means that everybody can see that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and hit save changes. Now my bulb has been successfully updated, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save and exit.